Well, hello, my fabulous friends. I hope you're doing well. Wow, this is a well requested um, question, and I think this is stemming from the interview. And like I said, I don't know, I haven't watched the interview, but I understand something is going on, and that is, are the Flopples coming after Piers Morgan again? She already went after him once and he lost his job, but he managed to get that or sue them. They apologized, blah, blah, blah. And are they coming? Are they gunning again for Piers Morgan? Now I'm going to be using the Tarot of Traditions. Now I don't know a lot about this. I know who Piers Morgan is. I've watched Piers Morgan. I'm not exactly sure where this question is coming from, but it's coming from a very good source, and they asked me to read on it. So I like sometimes when I don't know the whole story. It's kind of like a cold reading, a blind reading, and so I don't know, and that actually makes for a clearer reading, believe it or not, because I'm not muddling in any of what I think is going on. So, are Meghan and Harry, are they coming for Piers Morgan again? Do they have something on him? Are they coming for him? What's the story there? Will they be successful? Will they be successful? Now, Piers is an Aries. So we'll be looking for the Emperor or the King of Wands. He's very strong Aries, very opinionated, very headstrong. He's an Aries. And so let's see. Well, are they coming for him and will they be successful? Cards are ready. Oh, Ten of Swords in reverse. You know what? I think they know that they've already got him once, and he's actually, these swords now can fall out, and he's picking himself up and he's dusting himself off. And the Empress in reverse, and the Seven of Pentacles. Interesting, the Seven of Pentacles has a ram's head in it. So there's the Aries. Now, with the Empress here, this tells me they weren't successful the first time they tried to get him. Like I said, he was proven not guilty or corrected or whatever. And I believe he ended up suing his employer or some kind of compensation. So this shows me they were not successful, and he got up and dusted himself off and carried on, was actually doing a little bit better. This was this 7 months ago? I can't know. It was longer than that. It was right after the Oprah interview that he called her a liar, and he was fired for it under orders of Meghan because she thought she was queen then, and he ended up getting some money back. There's King of Swords. There's the decision, the judge, the politician, the Hermit in reverse. All right, I think that the Hermit is, well, of course, it's Harry. It's Harry the Hermie. And here he is in reverse. I think he knows not to go after Piers Morgan. I think he knows Piers will cut them down with words, right? King of Swords, King of Words. Also, Piers already has one judgment on his side. He knows he has the law on his side. What he can say and what he can't say is freedom of speech. And I think that Harry knows this. Harry knows the UK laws and whatnot, and what he can say and what he can't. And Harry knows I think Harry's got suing fatigue. I think that Harry feels very lonely in this going after Piers. He knows he won't win. He knows he won't win. They may try and sue because they're stupid like that, but Nine of Cups in reverse on the Empress in reverse. They were drunk with power. I think Meghan was drunk with power. I'm a royal and you can't say this. And at that point, right after the Oprah interview, and they just left Brexit or whatever that was Mexit. I think they were a little bit drunk with power, and they thought this Nine of Cups in reverse is really being smirky, smug, but you have no reason to be smug. You're more of a glutton for punishment, a glutton for losing almost with this Empress in reverse and nine. This is thinking you're all that when you aren't. You're wishing you were more, but you aren't. The Fool. Oh yeah, if they go after him, this can be very, very foolish. Very foolish. Knight of Swords, yeah, they for sure. They're going to try and knock him down in the media. They're going to try and assassinate his character. They're going to come at him very hard. They are, but it's going to be extremely foolish. Extremely foolish. I think they will actually might even end up getting into some kind of legal trouble. They might be, they've got that law in the UK, fixated person, which means stalker, and that's at the top of conversation right now with that Netflix movie and everything. And I think Piers knows he has the law on his side. They're going to be very, very foolish, very smug, but ignorantly smug. There's smug, like, see, I could do it. I told you I could do it. And then there's smug, like, the difference. You know the difference. And I think in a sense, they're going to be smug because I don't think it will come directly from them. It'll come from the Sugars or up from Christopher Boozy or up from Omid or whatever. And, but unfortunately, I think they're going to find it does come from them. The World in reverse. They'll be exposed. They'll be exposed. And this won't finish anything at all. This won't finish anything at all. And I think that's what they're thinking. 9 of Wands. Yeah, you know what? They're just really embattled right now. They're stressed to the max. And I think they're almost fenced in. 9 of Wands can sometimes be boundaries that you put up, but also it can be how you fence yourself in. A little bit different than the 8 of Swords, where that's your mental problems keeping you tied, keeping you small and tied up, and you've created problems in your mind. The 9 of Wands are actually ways that you have you physically have fenced yourself in. Because of choices you made, you have no other options. There's a subtle but very distinctive difference there. And I think here with the World in reverse and 9 of Wands upright, they really have nowhere else to go or nowhere else to blame. People are sick and tired of them blaming the royal family, blaming the media, whatever. And I think they're going to take one more poke at Piers. Like they're running out, like people just, they're running out of people trying to run down, and they're not winning in any of it. They're trying to run down the media wins. They try and run down this, and they've actually put themselves into a corner, really. And so now they're just like swinging and seeing what hits, and they might think that Piers is an easy target. Wow, 3 of Swords. I think they're going to end up shooting themselves in the foot. A really big time betrayal. So if they're trying to do this at an arm's length by sending Sugars after him, Boozy, Sarah Data, whoever those players are, and trying to keep, a long arm away, they're actually going to be betrayed. And I think the person, somebody will get caught, and they'll say, well, actually, it was Archwell Productions that paid us to do this, or, Meghan paid me to do this. They will be betrayed. They will absolutely be betrayed. Also, I can see Piers being the kind of person that digs down until he finds out who did this, who is attacking him online, who is attacking his character. Aries don't stand for people attacking their character. they'll pull out all the stops to stop it. And I think they're going to try and do a personality assassination on him. And I think they will be betrayed. Interesting, Meghan hasn't shown up here, but Harry has. I think because I think Harry's had enough. I think he's just really exhausted and he wants it to end. He just really wants it to end. All of this suing, lying about people, all this anonymous social media stuff. And who knows, Harry might be the one who betrays. He's right here. He's the pyramid. He might be the one who betrays. He might say, I can't do this anymore. Or, if they get divorced, he's going to say, listen, her social media accounts are out of control. 10 of Cups. I think that justice. Oh, there he is. King of Wands in reverse. Ace of Cups. And Page of Wands in reverse. And the Magician. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of spin doctoring on this. This is, I think at the same time, I think Piers is going to also make a bit of an error. I think he's going to become a little bit. I think he'll become angry. I think he'll become hot-headed. I think he'll do a misstep, but I don't think that'll change his case at all. I think at the end of the day, everything will work out in his benefit. And I think there'll be some kind of truce here with the Ace of Cups and the Justice with the King in reverse. I think there'll be some kind of justice that he eventually gets to calm down. This is definitely going to be a lot of spin doctoring, a lot of things made up, some like trying to manifest something. So whether Harry and Meghan are trying to manifest a terrible story about him, or maybe falsehoods or planting seeds of doubt, they're going to try and manifest something like that. It's actually going to backfire on them. I think he's going to kind of snap a little bit. Like we're going to see him kind of do a misstep, and whether he does a big rant on TV or whatever, but I don't think that's going to ruin his case. I think it's just going to make people see a different side of him with this King of Wands in reverse. I would have preferred to see the King of Wands upright, meaning he's in his strength position. But this just could be him having enough and does something like how he did after the Oprah interview. He just got up and walked out, right? On air, something like that. And he's, like I said, he's an Aries, and we're well known to have moments. Let's put it that way, moments. There's some kind of happy ending to all of this through this bad news. Maybe it's an ending to the Sugars or the Sussex Squad or something, because we have Page of Wands in reverse with the 10 of Cups and the King of Wands in reverse. So that's why I'm saying the King of Wands and the Page of Wands, maybe he has a moment, but that moment ends up putting an end to things for him, a joyful end, a winning end for him. He definitely has the law on his side. It might take a while for things to roll through. I think he's going to end up, I think someone's going to betray them and say, this is Meghan doing this, because it won't come directly at him. This will be all kind of manufactured. So whether it's through the Sugars, through Christopher Boozy, through something, he will find the truth. He will get to the truth and expose the truth. And in the end, even though he has a bit of a nut or a bit of a moment, a bit of a rant, he will end up looking like the good guy with this cup here, this peace offering. So yeah, I think they are, but he'll have a hard time confirming that it's them, but he will. And he'll put an end to it. If anybody's going to put an end to the sugars, it'll be Piers, because he has the law on his side. And Harry knows it. Harry might already be out of the picture. If you look at this, he's on his way out of the reading. So that's why I'm saying it might be Harry when he's on his way out of this situation. He might be the one who betrays and says and tells Piers, listen, this is where you can find who's the head of this snake. All right. Well, that was an interesting question. If you have a question that you want me to read on, be sure to let me know. And if I think it's applicable for everybody who wants to watch and see and read along with me, then I will read your question on the channel. Thank you very much for watching. Please take good care. See you online. Bye for now.